That's why I love old people. I love old people. They always with their family photos. Cracks me up. They always, well, they're all proud. Like, well, we had 5 kids, and then they all had 5, and da-da-da-da. It's like, yeah, none of you did shit. I don't recognize anybody in that photo. You just made 30 people who are all taking a shit every day that ends up in a river. That's not a family photo. That's an environmental disaster, and you framed it. You wouldn't have to recycle. Dude, there was 30,000 people, man. Everybody here, you could literally drive your own tank. You could drive a tank. You could throw toxic waste out the top. You could shoot a bald eagle right in the head. There's plenty of them. Plenty of them. Dude, they're shitting all over my tank. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Look, people, I don't read, okay? Seriously, none of my shit is... No, that's where we're going to be headed. How many more strip malls can you make? Places to get donuts and people to get their nails done. Everybody's all excited. This area is really exploding. It's really exploding. It's like, no, dude, people are fucking, and then they're just building more shit. No, I learned a long time ago. Like, I think it's whatever you're into. But I don't know. I'm not into that religious stuff. And this is why I actually walked away from my religion. I had to be honest with myself. One, I didn't like going to church every week. You know, I just didn't. Part of it was I'm lazy. I don't like getting up on Sundays. And the other part was I already heard all the stories. Okay, heard it 3-4 times. The dude hasn't come back yet. You know, we're just sort of mulching over the same shit here. I got it. And this is why I actually walked away from my religion. I had to be honest with myself. One, I didn't like going to church every week. You know, I just didn't. Part of it was I'm lazy. I don't like getting up on Sundays. And the other part was I already heard all the stories. Okay, heard it 3-4 times. The dude hasn't come back yet. You know, we're just sort of mulching over the same shit here. I got it. Right? And then the other aspect was, you know, I actually had to be honest with myself. I felt my religion made sense, of which I think I've broken just about every commandment except for the 5th one. That's it. I haven't killed anybody yet, all right? But the murderous thoughts that I have sometimes, I think I could do it. Like when someone gets on a plane and they kick off their loafers and they're wearing those gold-toed like dress socks. They cross their feet at the ankles and they just start rubbing their feet together. Like I see the whole thing. Wrapping that sock. Thousands of years ago, so you can hide a lot of it in the mystery. This guy was alive like 45, 50 years ago. He had a driver's license, social security number. There's like footage of him stubbing his toe. Motherfucker, right? And I don't know what happened. He was working at Denny's. He got sick of it. He's like, oh, I'll start a religion. Hey, everybody, there's a spaceship coming back. Everybody's getting sneakers. This is Tom Cruise. We're going to try to make you clear. Right? Now, look, I'm parroted baby moonwalking across the lake. Throwing out bottomless buckets of shrimp or whatever he did. Of course that made sense. But what happened was as I got older, all of that stuff started to fall, right? Like, son, there's no fat fuck. It's your mother and I. Your mom's the tooth fairy. Rabbits don't have eggs. Her tits are fake. The NBA's fixed. Bankers are cunts. Most of your dreams won't come true. Right? It's just sliding with that rock, right? Just let me do this right. Just slide. And you think he's along for the ride. The two of them, they're a team. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just goes fucking. That rock just keeps going. And this dude just stops. That's what I did with my religion. I just let go of it. I didn't read a riot act to anybody. I just let go of it. So now it's like I'm in this weird place where I'm not in any religion right now. Unrestricted free agent. You know? I'd like to believe in something, so I've been going around asking people what this shit is, and I haven't been able to find anything. I'm trying to be open-minded. I was doing a gig in Helsinki, and over there, they're like Lutheran. And what they believe when you die, you're dead. And that's it. And then you go up to get judged, right? God pops in the DVD of your life. Like, oh, I don't know about this right here. Mind explaining yourself? This might be the most arrogant thing I say all night, but I actually resent the fact that I'm going to get judged someday. Like, if that's true, if somebody's going to judge me, that doesn't even make any sense. It's like, dude, you made me, so this is your fuck up. All right, let's not try to turn this around on me. You know?
I mean, I thought roofing in the middle of July is a redhead. You know? I thought that was a difficult job. But evidently, these mothers, they're bending over at the waist, putting DVDs in the DVD players. I don't know how they do it. How do they do it? Oh, the way they push that stroller with the round wheels. Yeah, and the baby in there. It's the most difficult job on the planet. Scientists got to go in a back room and figure it out. How the fuck are we going to get all of this into this? I mean, what year does this guy think this is? This is crazy. This is like Buck Rogers. Dude, my kid has a birthday in like 11 months. Steve Jobs just walking by. I don't hear any thinking going on in there. Just strutting around the office, eating some pretentious fruit like a pear. Right? Just throwing out ideas. Pages on the screen that aren't even there. Yeah, wrap your fucking heads around that, guys. See you in 8 years. Where you going, Michael? Big, little, get on it. Right? And all these people slave away to make his vision come true. And then they have the big nerd fest, right? Down there, Comic-Con, and all their nerd mecca. They're all showing up with their Acne and their Hulk shirts, limping into the arena, right? That whole advertising, the way they aligned themselves with some of the greatest people of all time. Jesus, Gandhi, me. Remember that? Muhammad Ali, John Lennon, this guy. How the fuck was that dude like any of them? Gandhi didn't have a sweatshop. Nah, he didn't have people leaping to their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window to have to put together yet another iPad. Leaping to their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window to have to put together yet another iPad. John Lennon didn't have children in his basement pressing those fucking albums. I know. New phone can't fit the old charger. This is your hero? This is the guy? This is what all the silence is about? New phone can't fit the old charger, so then you gotta throw it out, ends up in the ocean around some octopus's neck. Do you realize how much sea life is ecstatic that man is no longer walking the earth? That's where it all ends up, you know. Doesn't go in a landfill, ends up in the ocean. You realize that? I hate people who say I don't pollute. I don't pollute. Yeah, you do. You use shit and you throw it out. Well, you think because you put in like a basket, it just poof, disappears? Everything you ever used is somewhere. You ever think about that? Remember that flannel shirt you bought back in the day when you got into Pearl Jam? That's out there somewhere. Probably on some porpoise's face. He's trying to get it off. Stupid little flippers. All the fads. You remember rollerblading? Remember that? Everybody had them. We set up cones. We did little tricks, right? One little homophobic joke killed that entire fad. What's the hardest thing about rollerblading? Telling your parents you're gay. Full-grown adults. Dude, I'm not gay. I don't have the cooties. These mean I suck dick. And they just threw them out. They end up in the ocean. They're made out of plastic. They can't biodegrade. They just break down to little cubes. Fish are breathing them in. 6 months later, you're going out, you're getting sushi. I am. I watch conspiracy theory and like slap fights till like 2 in the morning on YouTube, you know? Yeah, I start like piecing shit together. I'm becoming that guy. I'm like that guy, you know, you sit there, you're sitting there drinking in a bar and all, some guy's cool, you're talking about the game, then all of a sudden he's just like, there's no gold behind our currency. You realize that? You're like, oh yeah, that's great. Pick up your drink, just fucking walk away. Oh, that's what I'm becoming. Totally into conspiracy. That's why I think Barack Obama is going to win the election. I think they're going to let him win because they're in the party, and I think that they need a black guy to blame it on. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Dude, it'll totally feed into the rednecks. They'll be like, you see what happened? Dude, he's only half black. Well, that's the half that did it. That's what happened. I bet the white half was saying. That's what, see, I'm just fucking losing people. I am. I just look at TV and nothing makes sense to me. I'm sick of them. Nothing makes sense to me. I'm sick of them telling me shit is shocking, that it's completely obvious. Crocodile hunter dies. Oh, can you fucking... Yes, I can totally believe it. It's why I watched the show. I watched it every week because I knew eventually he was going to fucking die, and I wanted to see it. Right? Oh, like that dog, the bounty hunter video, or the phone message he left. People are like, can you believe he left the steak and shake? And he's busting out a little Beethoven. God damn, I owe this guy an apology. God, I'd love to see his iPod. I can't imagine the eclectic mix of music. There's so much time I spend alone on the road, man. I actually spent so much time alone on the road, actually like contemplated milk to the point I can't even fucking drink it anymore. Sitting there drinking, like, man, this stuff is great, tastes awesome, Then I started thinking it comes out of the carton, and I just did the police work. It comes out of a cow, and I'm like, Dad, I want a brand new 2008 Bulldog, all right? I don't want some like 1995, half a Labrador. It's got part of its ear chewed off, Every time I go to use the toaster, it starts freaking out. Because his last owner hung him from the ceiling fan every time the Jets didn't cover the over, Dude, that is an animal. That thing could kill you. If a squirrel wanted to fuck me up, if it just started running at me, by the time I used to come home shit-faced and beat the crap out of the dog, right? I got no clue. I'm like, sitting there shuffling to the bathroom. Meanwhile, the dog's getting all amped up, like, fuck this shit, man. I promised myself I wouldn't let this happen again, all right? It's time to man up, man up. Ah! It's flying at me. Takes a big chunk out of my neck. Then what? I'm laying on the ground bleeding. What are they going to do with the dog? They're going to take him right back down to the prison like some repeat offender, have like shackles on him and stuff. He's just sitting there hopping back in. We knew you'd be back. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Get me a milk bone, Wheel him in like Hannibal Lecter with like that lampshade around his neck. I got to work on my temper, though. Something I really got to do. I let like the thoughts just spin away, I was on a plane the other day. I actually had the urge to elbow an old lady in the face. Waddling around me, and all of a sudden I just feel my elbow like, dude, you're going to take this shit? This is ridiculous, man. The whole half of the plane is watching it. Come on, man. Dude, we got a wide open shot. Just real life. Poof, I got to hit it that hard. And then you can play it off. I'm literally talking to my elbow like, dude, come on, man. We can't do this shit, all right? This chick's like 95 years old. We can't do it. I thought I had my body under control, and she got like to right about there, and then I felt my foot like, dude, we could still trip her. Chiming in, like leaning into the frame, spitting out their ideas. It's just like, well, why are you talking? Right? You weren't elected. Shut up. Your husband's not running a lemonade stand here. He's running the country. You don't just chime in. Let me guess, is this considered sexist? It is? Why? Well, okay, you just nodded there, lady. Let me ask you here. All right, at some point, there's going to be the first female president, right? Exactly. Which means at that moment, you're going to have the first male first lady, right? And when that happens, that dude needs to shut his trap. I don't want to hear a word out of him. I want to hear from the president. You, sir, go do some first lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile and nod during speeches. Go put your own flair redecorating the White House, right? Which leads you to Michelle Obama, right? Now she's sitting there holding up those hashtags. Remember that hashtag, bring back our girls? Remember that? It's like, that blew my mind. It's like, why are you showing me that? I'm a stand-up comedian. Like, what am I going to do? Call some Navy SEALs and solve it. What am I going to do? Show up with a sharpened mic stand? Hey, Michelle said to bring him back. Oh, it's unreal. tell you what kills me. Hillary Clinton might run. She might run. That blows my mind. I mean, she became a senator. She went from being the president's wife to being a senator. Just like that. Lateral move. That's like Tom Brady's wife. It's like what? You hanging out? You just pick it up? I sucked at sports and then I banged Tom Brady and I don't know what happened. I just picked up a ball. I started lacing it. I'm leading receivers. It was incredible. I knew it was going to be like this. You know what's funny? There's actually people out there that think a woman being president is actually a good idea.
Shit. They just come at you with like one horrible idea after another. They have the worst ideas. They do. You ever get to this one, they'll be like, you want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no! But you can't say that. You got to keep her happy, right? So what do? You agree? Yeah, let's go to brunch. See what I'm saying? Where are all those feminists then? You can't find them. They had no feminists in a house fire. You can take the most hardcore feminist, you know, some chick right in your face, you chauvinistic son of a bitch, you know, little short, little haircut, you know. Second those flames break out, she'll twist those little hairs into pigtails. Oh, I'm just a girl. I want to go play jump rope.
I remember this one poor woman said she was a PA, went into some director's trailer, and he allegedly came running out, masturbating vigorously while holding a shrimp cocktail. I swear to God. I know that's fucked up, but I gotta tell you something. It's a little bit funny that she felt the need to use the adjective vigorously after she said he was masturbating. I don't know, 6 months in, they just sounded like bad dates. It was like, he was 10 minutes late, the chicken was cold, I think I was raped, career over. What about my side of the story? Fuck your side of the story. You have a dick and balls, we don't want to hear it. Yeah. It's really weird how the whole thing, it went from like nobody listening, men not listening to women at all, to just this total overcorrection that anything they fucking said means it happens, you know? A little open-ended, huh? Just straight across the fucking board? All of them? Every last fucking one of them? What about the psychos? What about the ones that key your car and light your shit on fire because you didn't fucking answer a text? What about them? Huh? How about you believe like 88% and that last 12% that's out of their fucking minds? You know, I think that's a fair percentage, wouldn't you? No? Are you too afraid to not believe? No, that's the world doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people. Right? But what kind of a man who still has his balls is walking around saying that he's a male feminist? I'm a male feminist. I totally see the way you see the fucking world. It's impossible as a man who was raised right. You can't do it. You're a man. Look, you can agree with it. You can empathize, sympathy. You can do all of that shit, but you can't be it anymore. You can't do it. You're a man. Look, you can agree with it. You can empathize, sympathy. You can do all of that shit, but you can't be it any more than I can stand here and just be like, I'm a Black Panther. Fight the power. And then I walk out the door, a blue-eyed white dude, and I get to live that fucking life, right? I don't know, ladies. I don't buy it. Maybe you do. I don't. Anytime I hear a guy say I'm a male feminist, I always just think that is the most pathetic, limp dick way ever to try and get some pussy, right? Literally the fucking game you had when you were on a first date when you were 16, you were all nervous and your whole game plan was just agree with her, maybe she'll touch it. So, what are your favorite bands? hands. I like whatever you like. Will you touch it now? Did I do it right? Yeah, it's a weird time right now. I'm glad that I'm fucking, married now. I don't gotta fucking deal with any of that shit. Younger guys, I don't know. How do you deal with it? Like, it was... Dude, whatever the fuck I was saying, however you heard it, that's not what the fuck I'm saying, all right? I really listened to this Me Too movement. I think for the first time in my life, I'm gonna ask for consent. I'm really gonna do it this time. I've been feeling... This is why you can't judge comedians. Do you understand this? Do you understand what the fuck I was saying and how this fucking...
Yeah. No, it's a very, I don't know. Times are changing, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Michelle Obama's doing an arena tour. That's another thing going on. I'm going to say that again. Michelle Obama is doing an arena tour. She's not playing comedy clubs. She's doing arenas. When did First Lady start acting like they got elected? Dude, being a First Lady, that's not a fucking job. Again, Michelle Obama is doing an arena tour. She's not playing comedy clubs. She's doing arenas. When did First Lady start acting like they got elected? Dude, being a First Lady, that's not a fucking job. Just standing there smiling and waving. Right? Look how quiet is it in here. Why is it so fucking quiet? You think that's a job? It's not a fucking job. Dude, if you really think it's a job... It's not a fucking job. Dude, if you really think it's a job, just look at him. Right? Look at Obama. When that guy got elected, he looked like he was about 41 years old. When he left office, that guy looked like he was about 73. Right? Look at Michelle. She looks younger now than she did when that dude got elected. What has she done for the last 8 years? Yeah, other than laying a giant vat of Illuminati-level lotion, First Lady's in line. They do. Dude, George W. was president for 8 years. 8 years. I don't even know his wife's name. What was it, Abigail or some shit? Maggie? No clue. Donald Trump's wife stands behind him like a giant meerkat. Like... Bill Clinton was president. His wife never shut up. I want to do help. Me, my last show ever. By the time this fucking thing comes out. Someday, there's going to be the first female president, which means there's going to be the first male first lady. Right? And you wait. You fucking wait. The first time that dude opens his mouth about some political shit, you watch all these feminists. They're all you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. It is her time now. It is her time. She was elected, not you. Go pick out some plates, bitch. Because I know. This ain't about me. No, I don't want to go to that dark place. Well, fuck it. Let's go then. All right? Okay. Well, I know. It always rains on you guys. You guys are all fucking depressed, right? Under the bridge, doing whatever the fuck you're doing up here. Writing your sad music. Anyway, issues. I couldn't believe it. I always hate when people, I'm fucking depressed. Shut up, you fucking pussy. Just get up and plow through it like the rest. I got clinic on the planet. I couldn't get off the ground. I had no fucking empathy whatsoever. I used to look at those people like, what the fuck is wrong with them? And I had the exact same thing. I had no fucking idea, I don't have like clinical depression. I have regular depression, I got the regular stuff, like a lot of just sort of floats over here. And every once in a while, it taps me on the shoulder like, hey, you ready to deal with this shit? I'm like, okay, maybe. Or I could death scroll on Instagram and watch some guy refurbishing old skillets for like the next 3 hours. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll stay up till 3 in the morning watching people like power wash like sidewalks and driveways rather than unpacking that shit. And it's always fucking tapping me on the shoulder. There, he'll be fine, right? Yeah, he'll be good, right? You're allowed to be that or fine. How you doing, Bill? I'm fine. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I said I was fine. Why the fuck would I say it's fun? Then you're just right back over there. And your whole fucking life is that. And what's weird about a guy is we feel all the other emotions, right? Melancholy, being sentimental, enjoying a sunset, all of that type of shit. But all this in here is just called gay. Yes, I didn't realize that I could just be like, oh, that's between you and Mandy? All right, take it easy. Good luck with that shit. I'm going to go watch some hockey. That is some you and Mandy shit. Let me know how that works out. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. So that's like been an adjustment in the relationship now that I'm starting to feel feelings. Because it's not about the guy. Here you go. It's something shiny. Are you happy? Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're happy. Don't mind me. I'm just over here in a walking depression. But as long as you're happy, I'm happy. Don't mind me. Hey, look at me. I'm over here. I'm learning how to make a crepe. Yeah, I'm learning how to make a crepe. Wow, Bill, you have so many interests. No, just sad. Just sad, you know. I realize that now that I know how fucked up I am, you can always, like, I can see through the matrix. There's so many sad guys, they don't even know they're sad. Yeah, ladies, you're married. You're probably married to a sad guy right now. That's what the fucking garage is for. That's what the garage is for. You tease him to your friends. He's always out there working on that project. He's never going to finish. Yeah, because he can't see the measurement through the tears. Right? Right? And I realized that I have been carrying that shit around and being like, all right, well, that's why I drank the way I did. That's why I've trashed women the way I did. All the fucking shit. I knew every fucking thing I did, good and bad, in that moment. It's like, all right, so now I got to get sober, and I got to fucking work my way through this shit. Because, my wife's, I don't know if you guys noticed, I have a bit of a temper. No, not you, but with. I'm not gonna lie to you, I get into it with her, but I don't go like, oh, Jesus Christ, you fucking bitch. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't yell at my kids. But what I do is I flip out. So, like I said, I didn't think that this was a problem. My wife told me it was a problem, but I don't listen to her. Why would I listen to her? All she does is criticize. I got nothing but bad reviews on the fucking husband Yelp. It's just all, didn't enjoy the experience. Thumbs down. I had like 20 minutes to myself, which is really rare when you got 2 kids, 4 and under, right? So I'm thinking like, holy shit, I can actually make myself a breakfast. Like the old days. I'll make myself 2 eggs over easy. I'll make some toast. I'll make some bacon. Fucking burn it up the way I like it. It's gonna be the shit, right? So I'm having a great time, make myself a little Grand Slam breakfast. I sit down to eat. I got the OJ. I got the glass of water. It looks like a picture from a commercial. And right as I sit down to eat, my phone lights up, and I get a text message from my buddy. He goes, hey, man, I thought you were coming. I knew she was coming down the hall. I knew I was going to have to watch some game film. She was bringing the projector. The screen was going to come down. And I'm literally just laying in there like, please, God, just let her give me 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes to fucking calm down. No, she just comes right in, and she's just like, stop. You want to discuss that little incident that happened downstairs in the kitchen? And I'm like, no, honey, can you just give me a second? My heart is still on the floor down there. Just give me a second. I know I fucked up. She doesn't give a shit at that point. What was wrong with the other toaster? I need to download the app to make fucking cocksucking. And all of a sudden, she'll just be like, in the other room, be like, Dad, don't scream like that. And the second I hear that voice, I'm like, you're right, buddy. Sorry, I'm just gonna download the app here. Download the app, and the amount of would it take just to make some fucking toast. Oh, Dad, you said a bad word. She does all of that shit, right? And I fucking bought you, and I fucking said so, right? So my kid comes on. She's like, Dada, don't scream like that. I'm like, you're right, buddy. You're right. I'm sorry. She's like, Dada, why do you scream like that? I'm like, because I paid all this money for this TV. I want to sit down. I want to watch the movie with you. And every time I go to turn it on, it won't turn on. It's always something. So she put her little hand on my shoulder. She goes, Dada. She goes, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, right? Which I don't even think she knows what that means. I just... Praying for sleep. Oh, God, make it end. I fucking hate these happy, sober people. It's amazing. I feel so alive. I have all this fucking energy. How long does that take,
I drink a milkshake once a week. That's my big fucking thing. Have a root beer float. Oh, it's just sad. It's just a sad thing. Like watching an old athlete that can't run anymore. Hilarious. You stay up here for like an hour with this wind, your fucking lips get all chapped. It's like you're standing on the front of a boat. So anyways, let's end with a couple of silly ones here. We'll be on our way, right? Let's see what I did. All right, I'm doing good here. All right, so here's a good one for you. A couple years ago, before all this stupid fucking pandemic shit started. All right, so here's a good one for you. A couple years ago, before all this stupid fucking pandemic shit started, you know, Mother Nature's half-assed attempt to get rid of the amount of people she needs to get rid of, you know, just procrastinating, treating it like a term paper. I was in New York. I had an acting gig, all right? I was playing a fireman, all right? Now, I'm not the best actor, all right? Some of you saw it. I hope you paid for it, you cheap bastards. You all watched it for free, you bastards.
He was exhausted from it. If you had to pick.
Oh, my God. Are you going to go Real Housewives on me here?
Well, I'm saying.
You weren't in the locker room. You don't know what happened. Who did you talk to?
I'm American.
Some other guy who never played professional sports by the water cooler? You don't know what happened.
I heard you have a terrible theory, and I want you to say this. So your theory on Boston is, let's just wait till LeBron's old. You don't want to be aggressive and get players.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
You got misinformation.
What did you say?
Well, why would you say? Are you good at math? Do you like apples?
Where are you from in Boston?
I lived in a safe suburbs.
Saugus?
Wait, do you really?
I would like to know.
Look how beautiful you are. Look how beautiful. You know how many psychos are out there? I'm not going to tell where I live.
No, I feel like
What's your social security number?
I don't know what it is about Boston, guys, but Bill Burr is the voice of Boston and America. He's common sense. He's smart. He's a great comedian. He was just in The King of Staten Island. It's now available.
I grew up in the suburbs. I'm not as tough as the guys, at least the Boston I remember. I don't. You hate Boston. I get it. You hate Boston, and you're. I don't know what your deal is. I don't know what happened to you when you went to Boston. I don't know what happened. Okay, but I am not their representative. I left more than a quarter of a century ago. I'm sorry you went on the Freedom Trail and you didn't get to meet Paul Revere or whatever they promised you.
Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to? Thank you. So,
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I think white women started it.
tell Stevie Wonder to come down and play some songs tonight.
Now, I found out she's doing a tour because she's doing a book tour. Yeah, she wrote a book. She wrote a book about not having a job.
I gotta read that fucking book. Chapter 1, how to know if a dick tastes presidential. How to weed you. By the way, this is gonna be my last show ever by the time this fucking thing comes out.
Someday, there's going to be the first female president, which means there's going to be the first male first lady. Right? And you wait. You fucking wait. The first time that dude opens, these feminists, they're on me. You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. It is her time now. It is her time. She was elected, not you. Go pick out. I'm not saying no professional female athletes, Serena Williams, the women in the UFC, you know, but nobody's watching your fucking sport. And then you're going to come and you're going to get mad at fucking men. They keep doing that shit. Why are you yelling at us? It's not our fucking job. It's not my fucking job to give a fuck about women's soccer, okay? I have men's sport to pay attention to. This is... Yeah. You didn't. None of you went to the fucking games. None of you. You failed them. Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA. Ladies, name your top 5 all-time WNBA players of all time. Come on. That's it. Name 5 WNBA teams. Talk about them. They play night in and night out in front of nobody. It's a fucking tragedy. Right? And then meanwhile, you look at the Kardashians, they're making billions. You know those Real Housewives shows, they're making money hand over fist, because that's what women are watching. And the money listens. You don't want to watch this shit, you watch this shit. They just shoot it over there, right? That's the message you sent. We would rather watch that than see a bunch of women come together as a team and try to achieve a common goal. We would rather watch them actually fucking destroy each other. Yeah. No. And then in the end, you come back and you fucking yell at guys. And it's like, all right, so let me get this straight. I have to buy you a drink, stop the axe murderer from coming through the fucking window, and I have to watch WNBA.
Yes, I did. Very happy about that. I'm very happy with that. Because it was starting to get weird, you know? It's like 45 years old. Oh, my girlfriend. Yeah, we're going to go out and get some pop, you know? Going to parties. It was just weird. Because I hang out with people my age, you know, and they all got married. They all had kids. And I just couldn't contribute when people were standing around talking about marriages and kids, you know? I feel like a little kid. They're sitting there going like, oh, the superintendent of the mayoral candidate. And the conversation would come around to me. I felt like I was like 8 years old. I'd just be like, did anybody see the YouTube video where the raccoon stole the cat's food and the cat was scratching him and the raccoon didn't care. He just came in like this, like George Foreman. And then he reached out, he had hands. All of a sudden he had hands. I didn't know they had hands. He scooped it up and he ran away on paws. You guys know they had hands? I'm just thinking it's too fucking late, you know? Come on, man. I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to die of natural causes when the kid's in 5th grade. Right? Throwing him a Frisbee. We used to use these in the 70s. I do a face plant. My kid's standing there. Mom, Dad's sleeping again. Yeah, I feel hopelessly behind. All my friends have kids. Most of my friends who have kids are cool. But I got a couple of those who think now that they have a kid, like that I don't understand anything anymore. You know those people? Most basic shit. Hey, man, it's kind of cold out today. Oh, dude, you don't understand. You don't understand cold. So you got a 2-year-old with a mitten up his ass, and you're trying to get chocolate up the other one's face. Like, all right, I get it. You have a more complex life, but I still understand being cold. Teeth chattering kind of lets me know, right? Mine just turned 6. Mine just turned 7. I just feel hopelessly behind. You know, so what I'm actually thinking of doing, I'm thinking about adopting. You know? Yeah. Some off, right? Mine just turned 6. Mine just turned 7. I'd love to just show up with an 8-year-old like dominoes. Yeah. Now I get to tell you what you don't understand. 7-year-old, where do they turn 8? 8 is such a funny age. Terrible, too. Try the instant 8 when just bam, they're just there like all their issues. Dude, I should do it though. I should adopt. I think it's a great thing to do. And I already know what I want to get. I do. Gotta do is let him sit down. I am immediately the greatest human being this kid has ever met. Just bring him on. Yeah, man, have a seat. He'd be like, I get to sit down. Yeah, lay down on the couch. He'd be like, it's like a cloud. It's like a cloud. Yeah, I'll get him a bowl of Fritos. Put on cricket or soccer, one of those sweatshop sports. I don't know. Kid would love me. So that's my first draft pick. All right? Coming out of the gate with that. You! You've been on a line all day, mister. Don't even start that shit. Don't even start that shit. You say that every time. Yes, you do. Mm-hmm. Every fucking time you say that. You know the answer. Now, you want me to say it again? Fine, I'll break it down to you, okay? You know what? You know why it is? You know why? You want to know why? Because you're so. All right? Yeah. Yeah, dude. You so. Dude, he's fucking killed people. You understand that? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to make his bed, too. No, he doesn't. Because he doesn't sleep.
When I first came to the city, like, all black people scared me. No, I was like the typical white dude from, like, the suburbs, you know what I mean? Had no frame of reference, you know? So my only frame of reference with black people was, like, remember those early 90s gangster rap videos? Throw the fucking LA riots in there, man. It was fucking horrible PR.
I'm watching the videos. Look, he's got a nice car. He's got all the women, and he's still fucking mad. These black dudes are never happy. But after 10 years of... When I see the street, I want to go up. I want to go up St. Nick. I can literally see her apartment building. But there's like 5 or 6 black dudes standing right on the corner, right where I want to walk by. So I'm like, fuck! I thought I was on like some reality show at that point, like some sort of like white guy survivor. It was ridiculous. So I'm thinking, I got to walk right by these guys, right? You know what's funny? I think that they were actually more surprised to see me than I was scared, you know? And I'm
Age where, pretty soon I'm just, I got to pick a street. Either I'm going to get married, or I'm just going to be in that creepy old guy hanging out in a bar, red chest hair hanging out. No, seriously, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just, I think I just stayed single too long, man. It's just brutal. There's a critical point when you stay single too long and when your brain switches from, don't say that. Fuck it. And they'll just stand right next to it. They don't even have the decency to run away. They'll like light your clothes on fire. They're like, ta-da, I did that shit. Oh yeah. And I was so proud of my work, I stuck around to see your reaction. I invited a couple of friends to heckle you as you tried to stomp it out with your bare feet. Oh yeah, they'll like key your car, sign their name. Susan did this shit. You're sitting like, now, can I at least put her in a headlock, give her a couple of...
Somebody that you knew.
Not.
Can you let me
Continue with your ignorant thought? Sure.
No, that's you shouldn't say that. This is the first time I ever experienced this. I had to be able to fucking say what I'm thinking. You see his own daughters are going like, so wait a minute, you're gonna be borrowing my toenail polish? They got to get their head around it. I'm allowed to get my head around it. God bless him. Okay, that's what he wanted to do. Well, he did it. Now he's a she. Is he? But he still has his dick, right? Or Nick Coleman. He was one of those guys who played so free with jazz, there was really no one. And even like Charlie Parker would walk off the bandstand going, I don't know what the fuck these guys are playing.
Okay.
Is that right? I think this is a groundbreaking thing.
Yep.
That he's the first, and he will be like, he's like the, I don't know.
First what, though?
Well, I'm not going to wade into that fucking sink. You're not
A
petty
guy
at all.
dumped me one time, and
Right.
now they're all dicks. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
But there was a period in your life, you can't tell me that you didn't get a little petty. I did.
I actually never did.
I did. All those guys that dumped me. No, I had it. Yeah,
I didn't necessarily have the greatest track record with men, but I didn't write you all off because of that. I still was looking for love.
Listen.
What?
All right. So what I'm saying is, as far as like go that 180 the other fucking way.
Yeah, I think people should be definitely allowed to be honest with it. I just feel like the cruelty is what's unnecessary.
No, not cruelty, but you ought to be able to say like, Bruce, what the fuck? Sorry, Caitlin, what the fuck? Wow. Wait a minute. Can I sit down for a second?
They were talking to one of his sons from his other marriages, like Brandon or something, and he's. She lifted up her dress to show his...
Can I sit down for a second?
They were talking to one of his sons from his other marriages, like Brandon or something, and he's... She lifted up her dress to show his son her new boobs.
No!
And he goes, whoa, I'm still your son. Because it's like, yeah, whoa, wait, just give me a second. And then another one of his sons.
No, but he would never, when he was show his balls.
Of course.
It's where you came from, son.
Of course. No, of course. It was definitely, that would be very...
Now you're jumping back and forth on either side. It's like he's playing tennis against himself right now.
It's kind of like your ADD brain, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like bringing around insult Bill. Look, I'm on vacation. I'm trying to have a good time.
Mon cher. But you know what else? One of his kids, her kids, see? Even I'm slipping with the pronoun.
Oh, you homophobe, transgender hater. What's your career? We need to end it.
Bruce wasn't there for them.
Because he was a fucking man.
And now that Bruce has become Caitlyn, you think
Bruce,
the femininity will
Bruce
be better?
won the gold medal. Caitlyn still has to prove herself. She hasn't won shit yet.
She's He's won all of our hearts.
All right, but you know something else? Then there's also the then falling all over yourself. There's the ignorant being mean about it. And then also no, I never watched the Kardashians.
Oh, that's true.
I hate those fucking shows.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And to be honest with you, I would have to, I'll just sort of walk by the TV and occasionally glance over. I need to ease my way into the fact.
You're gonna watch over my shoulder.
And I have the fucking right to do that.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, when you make that big of a fucking change. Jesus Christ, I shaved my head. People like, what the fuck?
You're gonna watch over my shoulder.
And I have the fucking right to do that.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, when you make that big of a fucking change. Jesus Christ, I shaved my head. People like, what the fuck? Yeah, you gotta give people, you gotta be courteous and let people like fucking, all right, let me, okay. You should have like 5-minute visits and then they increase to 10. And just to save his soul, and the devil's like, oh, where did Bruce go? And he's like, I don't know. It's like Angel Heart.
Are you talking about that movie with Lisa Bonet?
Yeah, and Mickey Rourke is fucking great. Louis Cypher. Anyways, who knows? I don't fucking know.
Bill Burr tackled Caitlyn Jenner.
No, I didn't. I'm getting my head around it. I should be allowed to.
But that Duck Dynasty guy, I know what he said was wrong, but I don't get the shock. He said that homophobic stuff, and people are like, can you believe? Yeah, I totally can believe it. If I was in Vegas, I would have put 90% of my shit on that he was going to say it. I'd give him a 10% benefit of the doubt, just in case. Are you seriously shocked? Some redneck with a beard down to his dick, sitting in a boat in the middle of a swamp every fucking 6 days. Can we update the language and make it a little more user-friendly for someone like me, right? No, that's where he gets all those fucking ideas. That Duck Dynasty guy, it's not his fault that he went to, he went to Sunday school in like 1949, you know? I think all of that shit comes from the church. They just fucking brainwash you. You know? Don't clap. I don't read. Follow someone else. You make people like me. You get on with your life. You go to college. You get a master's degree in English like this redneck dude had. He invents the new duck whistle, or whatever the hell you call it. Right? Yours goes, what? Mine goes, what? A fucking what? Dude makes $1 zillion. Gets his own TV show. He's loving life. And out of nowhere, here comes that same question 60 years later from Sunday school, and he stands up like the Manchurian Candidate. All right? Why do they go after the old guy in the boat? Why don't they go after the people writing the book? All right? Go, hey, could you please tear us out those couple of pages? Right? They're not going to do that. That's the Vatican. They're their own city. They got a wall around their own city. They're brushing off cases of pedophilia like it's nothing. They're not taking their call. Oh, what happened? Really? Go fuck yourself. Click. They don't care. No, I learned you're into, but I don't know. I'm not into that religious stuff where, and this is why. I actually walked away from my religion. I had to be honest with myself. One, I didn't like going to church every week, you know. I just didn't. Part of it was I'm lazy. I don't like getting up on Sundays. And the other part was I already heard all the stories. Okay? Heard them 3-4 times. The dude hasn't come back yet. You know, we're just sort of mulching over the same shit here. I got it. Right? And then the other aspect was, I actually, everybody else sounded stupid. I did. Look, I'm not talking about the basis of every religion. The basis of every religion makes sense. The 10 Commandments, right? Don't kill anybody. Don't touch my wife. That's my bike. Right? That all makes sense. Of which I think I've broken just about every commandment except for the 5th one. That's it. I haven't killed anybody yet. All right? But the murderous thoughts that I have sometimes, I think I could do it. Ron. And he wasn't alive thousands of years ago, so you can hide a lot of it in the mystery. This guy was alive like 45, 50 years ago. He had a driver's license, social security number. There's like footage of him stubbing his toe. Motherfucker, right? I know what happened. He was working at Denny's. He got sick of it. He's like, oh, I'll start a religion. Hey, everybody, there's a spaceship coming back. Everybody's getting sneakers. This is Tom Cruise. We're going to try to make you click.
Trying to pass it down to the next white dude. I hate when people do that, man. You know, it's like, dude, feel me out first. Ask some questions. Do you like to fish? Have you ever fucked your sister, right? I start rattling off answers, then you go old school. You give me a pamphlet, you tell me about your militia. Don't just dive into it. No, come on up here. Well, they came up there. They did, and they kicked the shit out of everybody. It was great. It was like a cartoon. You're like beating up whole rows of people at once, like... I loved every second. I love how Ron Artest punched the wrong guy. Wasn't that great? He taught that dude a valuable lesson in life. When shit goes down, you don't just stand there like...
Scenario of so that you're here.
Nothing but a red line the whole way over here.
Your girlfriend or wife's, you know, their friends give you pressure, like, what are you going to get her?
Yeah.
What are you going to get her? It's like, I don't know. What is she going to get me?
Yeah.
Huh? She's going to get me a flat screen? No, it's ridiculous. The pandering you have to do. No, it's like, am I in some third world country? I got to buy off the corrupt dictator here? Like,
About the military that got people so mad, or this one guy so
I was
mad.
just saying, like, yeah, the guy.
You know what I mean?
You have 9 different positions since you've started this sentence.
Yeah, because I've been training with Trevor Whitman.
Oh, yeah.
With my footwork.
Yeah. Oh, Trevor Whitman. Oh, my God.
Do you know him?
No.
The deepest couch in sports entertainment. A lot of people think that they're uncomfortable with my elevation. Are you uncomfortable with it? No, I just see all of your insecurities.
Your giant desk.
While people are talking about eating fake
elevation, are you uncomfortable with it? No, I just see all of your insecurities.
Your giant desk.
While people are talking about eating fake.
That was before.
I don't want to be responsible for that
before.
shit. I didn't. But if the kid was in the fucking building.
Before. Will you shut up? Jesus fucking Christ.
At some point, I was going to make a point here. That's why I keep looking at here, and I just realized I'm blocking myself out of the camera. I love that you have the jib camera for this, like it's an action movie. Let's sitting in these unbelievably small chairs. I literally feel like I'm going to fall onto the floor. This is insane. You really went all out with the audience, though. They got full-size adult chairs. Are these like from the 20s before they had like horse tranquilizers in our food? When everybody was like 5'1"? Yeah,
I thought you were laughing. You were fucking yawning over here.
No, the mushrooms are fucking killing me, man.
I knew it wasn't just weed. And you were fucking yawning over here.
No, the mushrooms are fucking killing me, man.
I knew it wasn't just weed. I was just like, there's no way I'm taking a hit off of that. There's something going on here.
Mushrooms, baby. The shrooms. I'm shrooming.
You know how fucked up this is? He's shrooming, and he's wearing pants like he went riding a horse today. Like side saddle or some shit.
Really? Is that you in action, or is this another photo shoot?
Yes, comfortable in this fucking chair. This is just like one of the worst things. This should be like in a museum, is like the prototype. This is what, this was the awful level of comfort. We went from a log to this, and then eventually they got cushions. It's another guy looking at his phone. I swear to God. Dude, the day Jesus comes back, if he ever does, if he's even a real person, like 90% of people are going to miss it. They're going to walk right. He's going to be walking on water, and they're immediately walking by him. They're not even going to see it.
A lot coming from the Hillary Clinton camp that Trump is bad for children. And they had a lot of ads that said, you know, children are watching this guy.
Oh, we all know
talk.
that children 5 and 6 years old are always tuning into the debates. Taking notes. That's what I did when I was a kid. I'll never forget that.
Oh, there we go. No, but now this is like the ego one. Now I'm going to be sitting above you. You got to come with 2. It's fine. It's fine. Sir, the one comedy through line that's working. One. Now I'm going to be sitting above you. You got to come with 2. It's fine. It's fine. Sir, the one comedy through line that's working here is me shitting on this chair. Why would you take that from me? You're just totally going against the grain. I understand it. But you got on camera, so I think you get paid, even though this is online.
And then also, you can't tell other people's kids not to do stuff.
Right.
So you got to kind of like be loudly like, hey, he's climbing up on the utility pole. And kind of.
You are the whitest person I've ever seen around.
Yes. Served me well. I've never worked for anything. Yeah. I was born on a yacht. It's just all been downhill.
I don't even mean it in. I don't mean it in a genetic way. I mean like.
I do. I'm talking full-on white privilege. I was stunned when I first heard about white privilege. I had no idea what it was. It's like, hey, everybody doesn't get to do this.
It seems as if
There's people that work on like oil. What was that movie that guy made? The oil, the fucking, they drill oil. What is it?
There Will Be Blood?
Not There Will Be Blood. The out in the ocean they would drill. I can never remember the names.
Deepwater.
Mark Wahlberg was
Deepwater Horizon. Yeah.
Those guys were working on an oil rig. The fucking thing blows up. They're on fire. They got to jump into water that's on fire. Salty water into their wounds. You got to swim out of that oil and fire and then trip.
So did you feel you were being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with some of the crucifixes and stuff like that?
I don't even know what I mean, we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what? Technically,
they just sort of kept moving them around. You know, like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle.
all right. I don't know why that got so flat.
You got one question to ask Don Rickles.
Who killed Kennedy?
You think he knows?
Well, yeah. Well, he hung out with Sinatra. I figure 6 degrees of separation. He probably knows. Yeah, why not? Where's Jimmy Hoffa? I'd ask him one of those. You ask him 3 mob questions. One of them he's got the answer to.
You don't have any kids.
No, I don't. And I don't like the way you said that. Like you said it's very...
Obia man. Obia man. Oh, I see. O-B-E-A-H. God, I'm stupid. What is your favorite Pokemon in Pixar? I'm too old for that. I have no idea what that is. That's that creepy little yellow thing. Those eyes.
This is Southside Steve, and this is Southside Steve TV, and this is Bill Burr.
That's your question?
I'm just saying who you are.
Oh, yeah, all right. I don't like you creep me out with that.
The NHL. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Time out.
Time out. The NHL is you guys too. So all the owners had to agree with that, and you all had to be like, we gotta like expand this thing.
We thought we'd funnel money into Canada and keep it here, but you guys took it over, like you tend to do. But
I'm not going to apologize for that.
No, you're big on the
I mean, that's just business, dude. You're acting like we came and knocked you on the head. You know what we're about.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah. Wait a second.
Is there any specific preparing that you do when you do an urban room, or you just do your regular material?
Yeah, I rent car wash, and I watch. No, it was.
Soul Glow.
Yeah, Soul Glow. I watch that. I make sure I buy a couple of Red Fox albums.
I start talking like this
when I get on stage.
You're at your girlfriend.
What happens to your dick?
Happy holidays. There you go. I'm out of it.
Happy holidays.
Just go with honesty. This game's easy.
So your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and
2
I wanted
episodes.
to talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far. You know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that.
And move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
All right, I'm not totally following, but I don't think
You
I
know
want
what
to.
I'm talking about? It's a morning show. I understand.
I like it. Thank you for being
came on.
positive.
That kid
Positive.
missed the graduation, and then it was a feel-good story.
It was a feel-good, and we want to leave.
If you want to feel good about America, you watch the morning shows. You don't watch this, you know.
And
we were
watch-
joking earlier. If that kid's story about the graduation was late night, that would have been a whole different story.
What do you think?
He's still missing. We can't find him. All we found was his hat. But you're watching.
When I'm like, did we really win? But I understand what you're saying. Now,
is that African-American thing?
Yeah.
Good. Hey, can you do a shout out for Aldrin?
What
is it?
The Old Fart Network.
Oh, the Old Fart Network. Okay. Hey, what's going on, you old... What's going on, you old sons of bitches? Turn up your hearing aid. You're watching the Old Fart Channel.
What do you think about